Hi guys, welcome back to another quick card pull. This is being filmed on Monday, August 10th, 2026. Today we're pulling from the Crow's Insight Tarot cards. First card we have is Vision. Clarify your vision for the future. So definitely with the Lionsgate portal, it's like asking anything and everything we wanted for the future. I feel like some things we're not certain on or how that's going to look. So I feel like, still like, even though we don't know how it's going to happen, trust me, it happened. Like, it literally happened to me. I was going to answer a phone call. I did, and I'm glad I did. You know what I mean? It got us to where I was I was manifesting. And I feel like that's why they're saying clarify your vision. Who's there? What does it look like? What are you doing? What does your home look like? What is, maybe if you want a partner, like all those good things. It's like keep the vision. Don't allow people to stir or misguide you. You know what I mean? Because people will poo-poo on your ideas or, oh, you're so delusional and all this and that. And it's like, how do they know? They don't even put the effort into their life. They're just content with the everyday get up and mediocreness. You know what I mean? So watch who you share your ideas with. There is this transformation happening on. You have to be patient with this. Like, hold on. You will get answers. I definitely asked for answers, and I was getting them in real time. Like, I was very lucky. You know what I mean? Like, when Shane passed away, I was asking, but I wasn't where I was now. You know what I mean? Like, what a difference 9 years can make. So I feel like that's why they're saying there's a transformation going on, and you're realizing, who you are and your abilities and everything, like your trust and your faith and everything like that. So I feel like this, like they kept on showing tower cards, and I'm like, tower, and they're like the Four of Wands, and I'm just like, come on, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know it's like retrogrades and all this, and things are going on, but you know what I mean? I feel like, when tower moments present themselves, I feel like it's like, kind of like with Shane, like I was not given a tower card, but I would definitely was given a message, and I did, try to do all the things to avoid certain situations. I wasn't given like, this is what's going to happen, you know what I mean? But it's just like, doing everything you can in your abilities, you know what I mean? Hindsight is 2020, like pushing to go to the doctor, pushing to get his eyes tested, because they would have seen all that, you know what I mean? But, at the end of the day, you can only do so much, and people are in charge of their own lives, you know what I mean? And it's just like, one thing I can pride myself is that I try not to stress him out, you know what I mean? So that's why I feel like with here, it's just like, we're not trying to stress out. We're not trying to, threaten or anything like that. We're just trying to help you. You know what I mean? I've done everything I can in my power. I've run out of options. So this is the next option. So you're going to have to make some effort here. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's just, this is a transformation. You're going to see how this transformation unfolds. And you're going to have to be patient. Not every day is going to be perfect, but this is going to transform into something really good. One thing we cannot say, and I don't like this word failure. I feel like if you're trying, you're not failing. Period. You're taking steps to move forward. Sometimes we don't have all the skills or the ability or the knowledge or the wisdom at the time to do something. And sometimes it takes us to try something and it doesn't work the first time. Okay, that didn't work. Like, like we were talking about finding the right formula. You know what I mean? Like a science experiment. Well, we put this in. This is when everything went bad. So let's take that out. So let's try to put everything else and take that away and see what happens. We're trying to find what fits and what doesn't. You know what I mean? It's just like how you move forward in life, or like exercise regimes or anything like that, dieting, of trying to find an allergy to food. It's like process of elimination, you know, putting in, implementing what works and eliminating what doesn't. You know what I mean? And seeing how that fits, how the puzzle pieces, they're literally showing puzzle pieces fitting together. You've completed the puzzle. So I wouldn't say it as failures. I just say, like, you're trying. Trial and tribulation. That's all you can do. What works, what doesn't. Friendship. So if you are someone that is drawn to crows, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with befriending them. They love peanuts. They love sunflowers. Like, there's certain things they have. It's a process of elimination. What they like, what they don't like. They'll practically eat anything. but they love peanuts. Peanuts, they will love you for life. They will remember you, you know? So it's just like, you know, if you know, you know. If you know what I'm talking about, you know? And it'll be the best friendship you'll ever have. Like, honestly. Like, you know, if you're attracted to animals and all the good stuff, and you're attracted to crows, build that friendship, build that trust. Here we have our patient card. Times of uncertainty. You know, definitely unsure what to do, doing everything in their wheelhouse. Previous experiences myself with the same situation. I definitely felt, you know, burnt out when after Shane passed away, like, you know, figuring out where to move, getting movers, you know what I mean? All the situations, people holding our heads underwater purposely just so that, you know, they think they could gain something, you know? It's just, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's like sometimes the pain that we go through is useful in the future, you know, unfortunately. This is one situation I wish it wasn't, but, you know, nothing you could do about it. Like I said, all you could do is keep moving forward. Be patient, be understanding. You will find the wisdom and strength you need. So, our crow friends are messengers. If you are able to communicate with them, I know that's gonna sound, oh my God, you're so crazy. That's fine. Whatever. If you don't know, you don't know. That's not part of your wheelhouse. That's not part of what you're supposed to know. But if you're supposed to know, you will know. And it's like, you know, especially those times where it feels like we're alone and we don't have the answers. It's like call in your loved ones, call in your family, call in whomever you can. Yahweh, Yeshua, Divine Creator, Gaia, Mother Earth. Come in here and give me the strength, the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, and the patience that I need in this situation so I can help. You know what I mean? I tried my healer abilities. I tried everything. You know what I mean? It's just sometimes it's just you being present. You know, we think it's all these things. You know, throw all these things, and it's like that. Take away the things. Your presence means more to them than anything. It is stressful, but like right there, self-care and mindfulness. As they were saying, like, yes, it's stressful, but, you know, in the same time, you need to take a time out, take a rest, rejuvenate your energy so you could battle again, so you can help battle again, you know? Kind of like you're on a mission. You know, if we go back to like the medieval times or like Game of Thrones times where it's just like, you know, um, um, oh, I love her. Is it Berlin? No, it's not Berlin. It's not so obvious. But the female shield maiden there, not shield maiden. That's Vikings. The female knight that protected the Stark kids. You know what I mean? It's just like if you're gonna be anything, be her. You know, with honor and loyalty, and you know, actually keeps to their word. You know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, taking time to fuel your tank, like, you know, eat properly, have a good meal, you know, and obviously with the heat waves and fires and everything going on around here, it's just not around here, but we had them last year. But going on, it's like, you know, make sure you're taking time to keep yourself hydrated, especially because it's been really, really hot. It's been 5 days of just, ugh, I feel like you're on fire. If anything, love is the best medicine. You know what I mean? Be grateful for all forms of love. Is it your fur babies? Is it your children? Is it your partner? You know, whatever form that love comes in. You know what I mean? I know some of us are, you know, kind of wary about kindness from others, but it's just like that's what they're saying. Like, be open to, like, when they're talking about communication, wisdom, love. You know, they may bring you trinkets. I know with the squirrels, they used to steal my. I felt so bad for her. They were very colorful and pretty. They would rip her or chew off her light bulbs off of her string of lights, and they would sit there and bring them to me. I'm like, you little buggers! My neighbor's gonna kill me. But be open to all forms of good unconditional love. It is the best medicine. Leap of faith. Even though we don't know how things are going to work out, you know, how is this going to happen? They're showing you this, and it's like, how? You don't need to know the how. That is not for you to figure out right now. Right now, you know, this is time for you to rest, to rejuvenate. If they're telling you to purge your house, purge your house. If they're telling you to, you know, organize things, organize things. Because there's probably things that you have that you're probably just like, oh, time to, you know, let that go. But this is a time for you to, just like they said, take bold steps towards your goals. You know what I mean? They tell you to do something, do it. Mine was set back because of what happened, but I don't regret that because that's where I needed to be. So this is where they're telling you, when you have that time, go ahead and take those steps towards your goals, because that's where you're meant to be. That's where your future lies. This is where this is all going to unfold. Following your intuition, trusting gut instincts. You know what I mean? Also trusting in the downloads that you're getting. If you're calling for help and you're asking for information, be open to that information. You know what I mean? Even though for me it felt like 3 months, they're just like, you know what? It's okay. I know it feels, you know what I mean? But you'll see every single day steps of that, one day by day, in a positive direction. Is it perfect? By no, but it's a lot better than what it was. Be open to guidance. The more and more you're open to guidance, I actually posted this where it was showing like the number of crows and what their meaning is. So be open to that. And when you get them, write it down. Write down like, the number you saw, the date that you saw them, and what the meaning is. You know what I mean? So that way, when it happens, you're like, thank you. You know what I mean? Thank you for bringing that message in. Also, write it down when you get channel messages and it happens, because it's showing them that you trust. It's showing them that, yes, I acknowledge the fact that I asked for help, you gave me the answers, and it actually happened. No, I hate to say actually happened. You know what I mean? It's just like showing them, like, I trust, I believe, thank you for the guidance, thank you for the answers. Manifestation. So we had just had a powerful manifestation time. Sitting there putting all your hopes and dreams, you know what I mean? Whatever resonated with you, was it lighting candles? Was it writing down intentions, setting it on fire? If you did, make sure your ashes are well cooled off and put out, that you're not putting hot embers outside to cause even more trouble for, our first responders that are fighting so hard to, take care of these situations, because, it's devastating. Speaking from someone that, was dealing with it last year, it's just like, I feel like, especially when we manifest on situations, on how they are able to grow and utilize, I guess, like skills and abilities and knowledge, how to move forward in an successful manner. I feel like that's where, Spirit is really saying, like, when we don't know what to say, when we don't know what to do, like, we don't have the knowledge, we don't have the wisdom, you know what I mean, is calling that in. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, when we lack things, when we lack knowledge, we lack the patient. I'm not a patient person. You know what I mean? It's just calling those wheelhouses and those skill sets and everything in to help the situation, and this will be useful to you as well. Hopefully you never have to endure this again, but maybe in your future life, you do come across someone and you're able to be that beacon of hope to someone else, be that light to someone else, because you unfortunately have experienced it yourself, in situations in your life. So I hope you enjoy this quick card pull. May the universe bless you good. Please make sure to rest and rejuvenate. Drink your water.